G'day, how are you? Okay, so I'm dropping in today to ask everybody to bear witness to all the tiny, even if it's minute, complaints. Do you complain? Do you have things happen and you're like, witnessing it and then saying it and complaining about it? Do you constantly witness others in your family or unity group, so friendships, or do you constantly witness other people and what they're doing wrong? I want everyone to really stand back and look at themselves right now. This shift is purifying now the ego. And that sometimes when we go into a spiritual understanding, wisdom, journey, and then others around us aren't quite upon that journey yet, or they're not experiencing some of the things that you experience, it doesn't mean that we have the right then to witness and pick up and point out other people's negatives. So we're being really challenged right now to witness ourselves, and if we're coming from the ego. And so there's a few things that come up when the ego is there in play, but we don't witness, we don't see it. It sort of hides itself. And so being in complaint mode, being in judgment mode is all about being within your ego. And so to step back for a second and ask your guardians and guides to help you see if you're doing it, to help you see if and when your ego rises. So the ego can rise when pride is hurt. The ego can rise when feeling unheard. The ego can rise in the spiritual people that are doing really big spiritual journeying. And the ego can rise when you are feeling, what's the word? A lot of people on this journey, the spiritual journey that we've all, come on, some people come into righteousness. And that means that they, some people believe, because they have a higher understanding or a witnessing that another person doesn't, that they're higher and above someone else. So that's very egotistical. So no one should be righteous to another, because what happens now is we're being guided to clear this so that we can then be of support for these people that are not quite on the journey yet. And so to be able to do that, we need to clear all ego parts of ourselves to expand, to be able to support others, and to be able to navigate our way. We are here to create a whole new way of being. And so releasing some of these things, judgment, complaining, being righteous, so thinking that you're higher and above someone because they haven't had this experience yet, that's all got to be cleared. When we are forcing someone, one of our loved ones, to do something that we feel is right, but they haven't, they don't understand, that is being within the ego. Even though you're trying to help them and guide them on this journey to support them, it's about the way that we do it. So just know that this energy is really now purifying and clearing the ego selves. an ancient Hebrew word, an ancient Hebrew name for the part of God that supports the eradication of the ego or the purification of the ego. So Luz is part of God, that, or part of the universe, the father side, that supports the purification of ego. And so if you're needing help in working through some of the egotistical things that come up, please, in your daily protections, or when you're speaking to spirit, ask to call upon Luz. Luz. So it's L. In Hebrew, it's spelled with an A and a Z, but it's a U, and we pronounce it with a U. So Luz. And I've found that using this ancient understanding of the name Luz and what Luz is capable of supporting us in doing, and that is purifying the ego. So if you're having any trouble at all, call upon Luz. Luz. I say it 3 times. I say, I ask to call upon Luz. 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 I ask for support with eradicating or purifying my ego. I ask for this with all my love. That's how I sort of set things in motion. Now, the other thing that I will be doing is a mantra on Patreon. So I'm about to do it in a minute. And I'm going to be doing this mantra to support everybody in bowing down to the divine wisdom of all that is, bowing down to the divine teacher within. And so this beautiful mantra really supports a higher way of being without ego, with just listening to the higher self and being all your heart in all that you do. So I love you and hope to see some of you on Patreon soon. See ya.